There's a feeling that creeps in during quiet moments, often late at night when the distractions fade and it's just you and your thoughts. It's a strange tension, isn't it? A pull between recognizing you're meant for and for more, maybe feeling the weight or something holding you back. It's not just the stress of daily life or worrying about tomorrow. It's deeper than that, right? It's as if there's an invisible gravity inside you, keeping you anchored exactly where you are, no matter how much you want to break free. What if I told you that resistance, that friction, isn't your enemy? What if it's where the real work of transformation begins? I'm Mark Roach, and this is Transcendent, a platform created to help you strip away what isn't yours and step into all that is yours uniquely, powerfully, that is you, the real you. My perspective isn't always comfortable, but it always comes from experience. And I've walked a complex, winding road that's taken me across continents through towering highs and shattering lows. Along the way, I've learned from mystics and healers, rubbed shoulders with the elite in business and athletics, and most importantly, faced truths about myself that were hard to swallow. My hope is that by sharing what I've discovered, I might make the path clearer for you, whether you're wrestling with complex PTSD, pursuing a profound calling, or simply trying to understand the resistance that keeps tripping you up. Maurice Nicoll, channeling the teachings of Gurdjieff and Ouspensky, explained this inner tension in a way that's unforgettable. He talked about how people instinctively want to be happy, but said something that stops you in your tracks. We have much in us that makes us miserable, he wrote. And here's the kicker. We're often blind to it. We spend lifetimes thinking our unhappiness comes from external events in the world, from circumstances that we can't control. But in truth, the opposition we face is often internal. It's woven into our habits, our reactions, and the stories we've told ourselves about who we are and what we can be. This resistance isn't just something to overcome, it's something to understand. Nicoll called this force driving us toward growth and greater awareness, first force, our desires, our hopes, our dreams. But here's the twist. Every time we set first force into motion, we immediately summon its opposite, which is called second force. If you want to be more present, more awake, more alive, you'll meet resistance. Sometimes that resistance wears the mask of laziness. Other times it looks like fear. And sometimes it's a vague dissatisfaction, an invisible barrier that keeps you circling and in place, stuck, wondering why you can't push forward. It's frustrating, isn't it? But Nicoll reminds us that this resistance isn't in the outer world. It's not in the things you blame when life isn't going your way. It's inside you. And it's this realization that changes everything. Here's what makes this work profound. It doesn't ask you to force change. It asks you to see clearly. Through observation, you begin to notice the way that your mind responds to challenges and opportunities. You see how first force and second force play out in your thoughts, emotions, maybe even in your body, the way you respond to the world. This noticing, Nicoll said, is where transformation begins. When you observe, when you step back and watch your patterns unfold without trying to interfere, you start to wake up. To illustrate this, Nicoll gave us a practical example. If you fill your mind with negative impressions, whether through your thoughts, memories, or even the way you dwell on challenges, you strengthen second force, this opposition. Think about it like this. Every time you replay a memory where you failed or felt embarrassed, you reinforce the resistance to taking that next step. But the opposite is also true. When you shift your focus even slightly towards self-awareness and you begin to chip away at that resistance, Over time, this practice opens the door to a new life within you, one that coexists with the ordinary affairs of the day, but is deeply rooted in a richer sense of being. Why does this matter? Because in life, we always live between two options. One path keeps us stuck in predictable reactions, living by habits that give us a false sense of control. The other path offers something more, but it requires us to wrestle with ourselves, to notice, question, and eventually change. Nicole called it the work because it is work. Every day, you have to choose which life you're going to live. And that choice, well, it's no small thing. It's the foundation for everything that follows. Now, here's the catch. Resistance doesn't go away overnight. It's loyal, like an old friend who knows all your weaknesses, your secrets, and keeps showing up to remind you of them. But the more you commit to observing, to being honest about what's really happening inside you, the more second force loses its grip. You start to realize that the obstacles aren't as big as they seemed. The tension becomes fuel, not just frustration. And with each small breakthrough, you step closer to something real. Here's what Nicole taught that resonates so deeply with me. He said that every time you catch a glimpse of these truths, you grow a little stronger. Every moment of resistance you face becomes an opportunity to remember yourself, to step out of the mechanical habits that keep you numb, and to step into a life that's awake, alive, and purposeful. This isn't about becoming perfect or fitting some kind of mold or reaching some distant goal or winning a trophy. It's about learning to dance with the forces inside you, to use resistance as a teacher instead of treating it as an enemy. It's about recognizing that even the smallest acts of self-observation, the tiniest shifts in awareness carry transformative power. You won't always get it right. None of us do. But you don't have to. The work isn't about perfection. It's about progress, slow, steady, authentic progress toward a version of you that's more awake, more free, and more capable of meeting life on your terms. It starts, as all great journeys do, with humility and willingness to see yourself as you truly are, not as you wish to be, and not as the world expects you to be, but as you are. Who said, "Come as you are"? And from there, the possibilities are endless. I'm Mark Roach. This is Transcendent, wishing you all the best.